Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Advanced Wars Days of Ruin Tiny Wars replay. So on the right side is the red Zhaotiantong, we got Inconspicuous. On the left side is the blue Judy, we got BusterBeachside. When it comes to CEOs, both these CEOs are custom CEOs. Judy has a standard boarding or reduced boarding cost of 30%. Standard radius, no expansion, no energy. She only has a day-to-day providing plus 10% plus 20% offense, plus 10% defense, and 30% salvage of damage dealt. Zhaotiantong has an absurdly low boarding cost of negative 90%, so he gets a 90% refund or rebate upon loading his unit up into a unit. Effectively means you should try to really deploy it out with your CO unit and be hyper aggressive. He has no superpowered or CO power. In fact, he has no race like Tabata, but it provides no aura benefits whatsoever. It is just purely meant for effectively nearly free CO units. So let's go to get started. When it comes to Zhaotiantong, think about it this way. When you load up a regular tank with your CO unit, usually it costs 50% of 7,000 or 3,500. You get 90% refund. Effectively, you get 6,300 funds back. Meaning that CO tank, that fully veteran CO tank, effectively costs only 700 funds rather than 7,000 funds, plus the load up cost, which is 10,500 funds. Quite a bit different. Of course, that is his only benefit. It also allows him to tech up a bit more earlier, because you get also rebate and refund. This map, of course, is Fog War. Got a pair of comm towers in the map. Both players do start with temporary airport. The meteorite has taken a bullet. There's also an airport here, surrounded by soup plasma, so destroying the meteorite does not get rid of these, but at least still creates an opening there. Got a mech now deployed in the field. Recon bike. This map is not super high income, so maybe Zhaotiantong should rush out for a medium tank. The distance between the two goes for an early artillery. The distance between the two COs is not too great, so yeah, maybe rushing medium tank would be good for him on this map. Hard to say exactly for sure. The meteorite took another bullet. You monster. Does spot the infantry unit there that has captured the city, so it's probably a good idea for the infantry unit to start firing upon the infantry unit. Tank here, so Judy will likely seal her up herself inside that tank. Does get a nice early pick there. This unit will of course get repaired up. Moves the tank on top of HQ, which she can reload herself up in that tank still. Tank flare. Flare is a good idea. There's some hiding spots in this map. Plus, the flare has absurdly high damage for its machine gun. I see keep on mentioning that, but I'm always still impressed with how much damage the flare can do with its machine gun. Now we have a medium tank there, so Losky is going to rush out the medium tank as I theorized and wished. Upon a star. Oh crap, that's a meteorite. Judy's CO tank is now advanced before. The artillery is inside the forest, looming in the woods. It shall simply fill the holes. We do have now the CO loaded in medium tank there. He has 25,000 funds. He can go for a bomber if he so chooses. Wait, you know? That stupid battlecopter mech flare. I honestly think a bomber would have been a really fun thing to play. I think he should have gone for a bomber. There's a temporary airport on the map as well for repairing, and it is pretty early for an anti-air, though it's a good idea to go for earlier anti-air, but still. There's an anti-air on the field, but honestly a bomber can deal with anti-air early on. Yeah, I think he should have gone for a bomber. Of course, now Judy has spotted the CO medium tank. Strikes the meteorite. Another battlecopter anti-air tank. He's getting a bit of roll doing things at massive rebate. Because this medium tank effectively costs 1,200 200 funds. That's cheaper than an infantry unit. Damage is fully CO'd. Good strike there. Judy's just not holding back. The artillery's in range. So Judy's gonna get a pretty good shot on the CO tank with the artillery, I would assume. And maybe the mech be able to finish it off afterwards? Yeah, probably not. Oh, battlecopter's in range. The mech could have finished off there, but decided to finish off the infantry unit there. Not a bad idea. Zhaotiantong has a very good advantage. Of course, there's the anti-air in range of the battlecopter, but we've got just chain of battlecopters. So Judy will need to go for more battlecopters and anti-airs to stop it. Decides not to seal herself into the battlecopter, seals herself inside the tank. Gets a good strike from the tank there. Good hits there, getting quite a bit of salvage, double hits there, but remember as well, this thing's technically dirt cheap as well. And this time she is out of range of the artillery. The artillery's been getting some good work done. Nice little pick there, but they've got the bike and infantry unit nearby. Infantry units rotating around. Good. Takes time to double tap the meteorite. Now got a war tank there. Remember as well, you can't CO your unit if your CO unit goes down, so maybe should have been a bit more aggressive at medium tank there. Let it go down so the CO war tank can be sealed. Either way, the war tank should probably migrate down south to the HQ, as well as for the winter. Artillery tank. Right now the income's equal 17,000, 17,000, 93 versus 85. So Zhaotiantong has a slight advantage. Yeah, just slight advantage right now. He's got that meteor right there. Anti-air mech. Blair does spot the artillery. And Judy has a pretty good battle group of tanks. Flare tank. And that flare was nearly perfect, spotted everything pretty much there. Creeping his way forward, don't think the war tank's been spotted just yet. Does spot the command tank, command medium tank. And does spot the war tank there with a nice recon pass from the tank. Does spawn the battlecopter, sees another battlecopter, so probably needs to get out another anti-air battlecopter tank recon. And the tank will perform. Gets a good shot there. War tank takes out the anti-air mech, spots the battlecopter. Battlecopter strikes battlecopter. Well, good idea. Just sack that 4-health battlecopter on the full health battlecopter. Good shots down there. There's a lot of battlecopters and a decent number of mechs right here as well for a escort. Medium tank infantry. And then maybe I go for another medium tank here to CO. Battlecopter does strike battlecopter. Artillery does strike the meteorite. Does the other meteorite. Strikes the medium tank there and double taps it. Gets a good hit there, but no salvage for that strike there. Takes out one of the battlecopters. 94 for 105. Does get a good strike down the mech. Takes the mech there. Gets a bit more salvage. Has 16,000 to bank, so can afford a medium tank. Lots of good strikes there from medium tanks. Battlecopter tank. Just going for a big battalion of light tanks, as opposed to the artillery and mechs and war tank. Does see himself again another medium tank. He has enough for a bomber. These tanks are taking pounding. all of them are quite wounded. Pretty good counterattack there by Zhaotiantong. And there's the bomber, tank, and base skip. 3 COs that tank there. Picks up bike down south, hits the anti-air. Battlecopter strikes, Battlecopter knocks it out. Battlecopter interrupts the capture. Tank falls back. Tank falls back. Tank also falls back. Tank also falls back and merges. Medium tank. Some of these battlecopters can be hit. 1 health, 3 health. No, the battlecopter. There's a 1 health battlecopter up north. Flare stays alive, which is okay. After all, it is keeping it alive. These just allows it to fire off flares. Of course, we got the bomber here. Infantry unit does get stuck there. Bomber gets a free kill. Anti-air may be arranged for that bomber, but the wasteland slows it down, so the anti-air cannot range the bomber. And looks like it's going to set itself up in the forest there, ready to hit that bomber, trying to lure it in. Blue's going to fall back there. I think right now blue could eye for anti-tank. Battlecopter, tank, infantry. Bomber strikes the tank there, takes the flare, takes out the tank, and going for an HQ cap. There's himself nearby to interrupt it, though he is fully walled in now, which may be successful for a full capture. The anti-air could be hit by the artillery, and it's getting pretty close if it can be interrupted. Artillery does strike the anti-air. Good strike there. Could have got a bit more salvage and moved forward first. And does interrupt the capture with the anti-air. Will not be able to strike the bomber. Mech Duster. And we do have another bomber up north. Command tank does go down. Could join, capture the 2 infantry units. Does. 8 capture marks remaining, so 2 turns still fully captured. 40,000 versus 120,000, not looking good for Judy. Duster does strike bomber. Eliminates the capturing unit. Anti-air medium tank. Duster effectively gets knocked out. Now there's 2 bombers, 1 very wounded, 1 of them not so wounded. And going for the HQ capture now. And I don't think there's any way to say that right now blue is just getting crushed. Recon course can interrupt, but there's nothing much left blue can do in this game either way. 4 tank infantry. First capture there, gets some good hits there. Anti-air strikes artillery. Gets trapped. Mech anti-tank. Bomber takes out the medium tank. Infantry, artillery, battlecopter, CO's the 3 health anti-tank. Let's get some salvage there onto that bomber, anti-tank, and mech. The full health bomber still lurking around. 2 capture progress remaining on the HQ. And we'll start dogpiling it, surround it. And that's probably going to be the last turn. And Blue has resigned his Angrade, saying, "Thank you for watching, and on to the next replay."